Good afternoon. I'm doing very well today. My name is Mark Kruk. I am a licensed professional engineer in the state of New York, and I've been working for the New York State Department of Transportation as an engineer for 33 years. I work in the design group where I supervise nine lower level engineers, and we prepare plans, specifications, and estimates for a number of various highway projects. Highway projects are very broad. It could be reconstruction of a highway, rehabilitation of a highway, intersection improvements like roundabouts. We also have asset type projects where we replace signs, we replace guide rail, we replace traffic signals, and all the assets within our highway system, bridges, culverts, and so on. So it's a broad range of highway projects. Most recently, we worked on a very interesting project, not too far from here, where we are today in Wappingers. There was a poorly designed intersection where there were two traffic signals close to each other, and the intersection was not operating efficiently. So one of the ideas we had was to get rid of the traffic signals and to install a roundabout. And the roundabout was recently completed a couple of months ago, and it's working fabulously. The similarities between a traffic circle and a roundabout is quite simple. They are circles. Traffic signals are quite large. You see them a lot in Europe. Modern roundabouts, as we like to call them, are much smaller. So that's the primary differentiation between a modern roundabout and a traffic circle is primarily the size. As we address the needs and operations of the traveling system, and as we look at these intersections one by one, sometimes and when funding is available, because of course funding is a big problem or big issue because most of these projects are funded by the federal government. So once we get those funds, we apply them to select intersections, and we implement the project. There are some situations where a traffic signal works better, specifically on your high volume roads. Like you're probably familiar with Route 9 here in Dutchess County. I would not recommend installing roundabouts on Route 9 in Dutchess County. But on your lower volume roads, they work better than your traditional traffic signal. The pushback you realize or notice for roundabouts are usually the drivers who are not familiar in how to use them. They're scared of them because they've never used them before. Like we discussed before, the aggressiveness. Some people just go for it, and then some people hesitate and they're like, I don't know what to do. And they're like, oh, like that guy right there. What's he doing? In the dark gray car. He stopped to let that guy go. Why? You don't need to do that. But what you notice is as time passes and as these hesitant drivers become more and more familiar with them, that hate turns to love. And people learn to like roundabouts and realize the benefits and efficiency. Some people have said to me, you have to signal when exiting a roundabout. I have never done that. I don't know. I am a licensed engineer, but I'm not thoroughly familiar with the vehicle and traffic laws of New York State because it's about that thick. Really? You have to signal to exit a roundabout. Interesting. Nobody does that. If you can visualize, there would be traffic backed up in 3 different directions here. It would just be horrible. You'd sit here through 1 cycle, 2 cycles of the light, and you could literally be sitting here for 5 minutes or more, depending on the amount of traffic. But now you see it's working great. Well, at this very moment, it's very quiet because there's no cars here. But Yeah, it turned out great.